Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Some women look for a good man from a young age. Yeah, when it's a long time, I gotta read it and everything. So check it out. You know, there's this general feeling among many men who feel like women, they go for the bad boy when they're young and then look for, the good man when they're older, they've been ran through and all of that. And that's definitely true in some cases. See, one of the things men have to realize is women are different out here. They ain't all like in some big hive mind. People want to think they are, but it's different. Women have different motivations, different groups of women have different motivations, and ultimately they're all individual. Now, in general, there are some women who go for that bad boy at first and then they want to settle for the good guy. We can't deny that. But that's a special group right there. And even then, there's something with them I'm going to get into later. Specifically why. No, but I'm talking about the women who they mating more from a mental perspective, more from the neck up from the time that they are young. And they will never have that bad boy experience because of that. Now, a couple videos ago, I talked about how the upper class mates from the neck up. And that's for the most part. But of course, you get some people some women who aren't quite upper class, who are mating from the neck up as well. Like one group, like if anybody who's been on a college campus, especially a major college campus, the example there would be certain sororities, particularly white female sororities. That's the best example. The common joke for people who are familiar with them would say they're there for their MRS degrees. They're already looking for a good guy. Not to say they won't get with a bad guy, but their primary thing, they're looking for that good guy from the get-go. One, because they probably have a close enough proximity to the upper class or even be upper class to know to look for that good guy. Not to say they won't get with a bad guy, but that'll be on the low, very quiet, off campus or something like that. Shoot, they looking for that MRS degree to get that while they still in school. Understand that. Now, that's one group. That's one prominent group. That's one obvious group. If you go like in some lower classes, you can find those women who Master Teacher BGS would call them 92 climbers. They want to be professionals. They know from the get-go, oh, hold up, I can't deal with this bad guy, especially if they're in a bad neighborhood, because honestly, they've already been in a position to see what's happened. They already seen the real deal. They already know because they probably got a friend or something who got knocked up or something like that. You know what? I remember one time I was paid to speak to a group of young women. Every single one of them had a child. These were teenage girls. Every single one had a child. But one of them had brought a friend with them who didn't have a child. And I noticed, even though she was young, how friendly she was to me. And we talked a bit, and I said, okay, this one's smart. She's not going to make those same mistakes. You get some women, and they, like I said, they not in those upper classes, but because of their circumstance, maybe where they grew up. Or I knew another young lady, very intelligent, but her parents were older when she was born, so she tended to hang around older people. She had a lot more sense. One of my favorite young ladies, the first time I better not say that. Anyway, she was very cool, but she was very smart from a young age. So she knew exactly what she wanted. She wasn't going to get ran through or anything. Because I actually saw her years later and still dealing with the same guy. And he was a good guy. You get many young ladies, they smarter, And look, and I said the other time, I said earlier, I was going to address that issue of the women who are getting ran through by the bad guys, the players and everything. Even they are smart. The only issue with them is they just want to have their fun. Because what they'll do, they'll keep that good guy on hold. They don't know a good guy and just be friends, break in case of emergency, or they paying attention to them. They simply just want to have their fun. And that's the key to them. That's the key to them and everything. So understand that. See, I'm gonna tell you something with women in general. They way slicker than they let on. They play the game of being dumb. Oh, I didn't know he was like this. Yes, they did. Because we all talk about how emotional women are, but once you get past that, they cold-blooded. They are cold-blooded. They are very sharp. They know what they're doing. Look, in fact, they've been running that game since they were like babies. When they figured out if they cried a certain way, this big man they would call daddy would come a running. And then their mothers are teaching them the game. It's rare you're gonna find some young girl who hasn't learned that game. Rare. And usually that's a case where she was stubborn. But they know that. They not as dumb. Even when they get busted, women will play, they'll play like, oh, I didn't know this was gonna happen. Please. But anyway, that can get into another conversation. But you get many women, they already know. And you might see them, you might even run into them, like that young lady who's been with that same guy since high school or something like that. And you know, I use the economic side. Sometimes in different religions, you might have different sects of Abrahamic religion where is more patriarchal. And then, you know, the women, there's more control over what the young women are going to look for in a man. There's more control over them, you know. And so the women, they're going to have the mindset, oh, let me get this good man from the get-go. Right? Now, understand that. Now, and always remember that I did specifically use the word some. And, you know, you do got other women, you know, they want to play the game and stuff and think they still going to win. But they still know a good man. But you get some women, and that's just the thing. That's just the thing. They mating is strategic. It's those women, and I would say, I could go a little bit deeper in it. Let's just say these women are more in their heads. They're thinking more. You got quite a few of them. They're thinking more. I know some guys don't want to believe that, but you always have to, as a man, you have to know who you're dealing with. And that woman's thinking, she always knows, that women always know a good man. Always understand that. But you're going to get some, they're going to start from, they ain't going to get in trouble. You know, like I said, they might be in a position like in a poor area and they seen all their friends get knocked up, or even the women, older women around them, and they're like, I ain't doing this. You know? And because I think, and one of the things is, it's just who they are. Like if you're a genuine good man, understand somebody checking for you. Notice I say genuine. A lot of guys think they're good and they're not. But that's another conversation. But yeah, they looking for it from a young age. And I'm going to tell you what. A lot of men, ain't always, some men will get knocked to the curb. If a man don't have his stuff together, that same woman will pass over. I don't care how you know, you could act like you all good and all of that, but she looking at, when you get women like that, you know, some guys might say they're a little bit on some gold digger thing, but they already looking at, okay, where he going? What's his stuff? How that baby gonna look? All of that. They are waiting it. And like I said, some. And even though I said for the most part, women, you know, are way smarter than they'll even try to act, you're still going to get some dumb ones out there. Those are usually the easy girls that lack some sense for whatever reason. But I'll think about doing something on that one day. I'll think about it. So, and I did talk about it in my book, A Player's Eyes. So anyway, though, I want y'all to think about that. Like when you as a man, when you're dealing with women, Try to get the whole, all these women do that. Get that out your head. Deal with that woman right in front of you, and always understand she has a motivation. What's motivating her? What do you got? Why she being friendly? Always ask that anyway. Always ask that. Take your ego out of it and just say, okay, what do I got that she will probably want? And it could be very sincere. That's cool. But then it might be something else. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.